Well, this comes out actually the first day. Comes out January 1st.
So like we need a resolution right now. So is it just no more superhero like talk?
No.
Or no Marvel talk?
It has to be a challenge, right? We don't do we do challenges.
Bro, I still think about, this is off topic, I still think about how we did only music from 2019 and how hard that was and how satisfying. That was like such a fun challenge.
Welcome to the SomeDamnMovies podcast. Just a heads up, we don't shy away from spoilers. Here's your warning for the following movies. Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale, and to be honest, just a couple like MCU movies here and there, so like Thor, Superman, Deadpool, some other stuff. Enjoy.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening. I am your host, Ian, along with the handsome Jared Bailey. This is SomeDamnMovies. This is a podcast where, two best friends get together on a fairly regular basis and we just talk about movies. We typically give ourselves a little bit of homework. We talk about the stuff that we didn't have for homework, and we just discuss what we love about movies. Before we go into this, before we get too far into this, spoiler warning, you should have already had one by now. I like to be generous with them because I am terrible about spoiling things. We don't pull any punches. We actually don't care. So this is the only one you're getting. If you skip 30 minutes into this and then something gets spoiled for you, that's a you problem, not a me problem.
I work many hours on this podcast and I put effort into giving you a spoiler alert at the top of this fucking episode.
Yeah.
So
from here on out, you've been warned. And yeah, I mean, we're also, that's another thing we need to state. We are not experts. We are not in here trying to like break it down. And like, I guess we're being analytical. We are breaking it down. Like we are breaking our viewing down of stuff, but we don't say anything is like an objective. Actually, I probably do say some objective things, especially with one director in particular that we won't name.
I did one last episode with $1 Million Baby.
Yeah, I think they are all of our opinions. That's above all.
But this is not a hot take like Sports Center show. Okay, this is we're just two like noobs. We don't know what we're talking about.
And we just like to talk about movies.
We're obviously not experts. I don't think really is any critic like an expert though. Like, was Roger?
It's
Roger
all
Ebert
subjective. People, like we were talking before. People want people, and people like opinions. And especially in the year of our Lord 2024, about to be 2025, they want people. People want people to tell them what they think. I'll be real. People thinking hurts brains sometimes, and people love it whenever you either tell them what to think or reaffirm what they think, and they don't like it whenever you don't agree with them. And if you happen to agree with that, if you by chance think that Zack Snyder is a great director and writer, I'm sure he's a great guy.
Oh my god, that reminds me.
Is an objective.
I didn't put this on the notes today. Have you watched the Superman trailer?
I meant to before this.
Let's do it right now.
Did you? Just right now? Like,
yeah, why not? We can pause the episode. I've already watched it, so I would love to get. I had this idea before we started, but I saw
it dropped.
Yeah, so let's.
I'm not going to stop recording, but I'll absolutely
don't stop recording.
Because this is James Gunn Superman, which actually before we even go into this, we do have a little.
This is what I wanted.
This is actually before I even watch this, we need to talk about some. So you're on if you're watching this now, you're on episode 7 now, I believe.
Yes,
you're on episode 7. The first 2 episodes of this podcast started out with me bitching about Zack Snyder. Okay. I watched all of Zack Snyder's filmography this year. I don't like it. I don't like Zack Snyder. I actually, after watching it again, because I've watched all the movies before, by the way, I walked away from it thinking, wow, these choices, like in a director's perspective, were very interesting, aka not good. And 2, the most profound one was the movies that were like decent, which I think is like 2 of them, were not written by him. Were not written by Zack Snyder. The one that sticks out the most is Day of the Dead, or Dawn of the Dead, which is written by James Gunn. Okay, so James Gunn, and then it was directed. It was like a directorial debut of like Zack Snyder or something like that. So this is kind of interesting because I think we've already talked about Superman. The Man of Steel, which is Zack Snyder's Superman. I think everyone by this point, if you actually care about movies, you've also known that Zack Snyder got booted out of the DC universe, like cinematic universe seat. And James Gunn was put in his place, which makes sense. James Gunn was available and has done some great things with Marvel. So to see him take on Superman, which I will say, I saw the screenshot like probably about 6 to 8 months ago of it, and it looked pretty cool. Or I was interested, right? Though that being said, I'll go into it. James Gunn has very specific humor. I think it's fine for a little while. I also think it's a little overused. I couldn't get into some of the things that definitely took direct inspiration. What comes to mind is it's not the Equalizer, the one that John Cena plays. He was in Peacemaker. I tried to watch that show. I couldn't really get into it because it was too much of that.
People seem to really love it though.
They do. I'm just kind of tired of James Gunn's humor a little bit. It's actually very much like who directed the first Avengers? That was
that
Buffy.
Favreau?
No, it was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Holy crap! How am I blanking on this? I'm terrible. Like I haven't had my
Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon and James Gunn have the same problem. They have very specific humor. It's like this kind of witty, tongue-in-cheek kind of. So I'm interested. So that being said, I don't know if we'll even keep this in. This is a 2-minute, 19-second trailer.
Well,
I'm
quick,
watching.
This is coming out next year. This is being directed again by James Gunn, who, if most of you don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy, the Suicide Squad from 2021, the second version,
the new
one.
The remix, yeah.
And that's really all he's done. He did like a horror movie, Slither. And then
yes, I mean Slither was pretty popular.
Another movie called Movie 43,
more cult classic,
which is like a big like had a bunch of random people in it, like a ton of random people.
And then most famously, he was a director of pornography, which is like you get our start.
So our Superman in this movie, 2025 next year, is David Corn Sweet, something like that.
I have no clue about this guy. I've never heard about him before.
He's fairly
very
new.
much like just like Henry Cavill.
He has a very small filmography. He was in Pearl. As the projectionist.
Was he the Frenchman
he was
or whatever the projectionist? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he was in the new Twisters movie.
Oh wait, who is? Oh wait, I just watched that. That was what I was going to talk about today. Yeah. All right, wait.
And our Lois Lane is Rachel Brosnahan. I don't know how to say her name, but she's from Marvelous Miss Maisel. She's Maisel. So that's a huge show. And then she's just been in like a bunch of other random stuff. But yeah, her big come out show was that Marvelous Miss. Have you seen that?
Miss Maisel? Yeah. I haven't watched all of it. I've seen the first couple episodes, but her Boo thing was in. I don't want to go too far into this. I really like schlocky, like low budget sci-fi television.
Yeah.
And they were in, what was it called? Like the Sorcerers or like the Magicians. That's what it was called.
Oh, the Magicians. Yeah.
So it was a book series. I never read it, but like I knew about it. And then they had like a sci-fi exclusive or a sci-fi original show. And it was pretty low budget, and I actually like it quite a bit. Okay. So that's where to put my taste. But her hubby was like I believe it was her hubby was like the main the main guy in that is her husband.
And but last but not least, our Lex Luthor for this movie series, I think I'm gonna guess they're probably gonna have a sequel and probably a third film, is Nicholas Hoult. Who's having a crazy late career here. I mean, he's by late career. I mean, he's not that old, but
Nosferatu,
these last couple of years have been nuts. Right? He was in The Menu. He's in Fury Road.
Menu, Fury Road.
Some X-Men
Nosferatu
movies
coming up.
Renfell.
Yeah, he was Beast.
Yeah, Nosferatu's coming up, and then Juror 2 is the new Clint Eastwood movie that's coming out. And then a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, it's quite a cast. There's a bunch like Nathan Fillion's in it.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Talk about fucking spoilers, dude.
Yeah.
Way to spoil it for me. No,
I mean, that's just the general cast. So
you know what? We and just for that, just so for the consistency, see, we don't pull punches. We even spoil stuff for each other.
Yeah. So give us 2 minutes. We'll be right back. We're back. So how did you feel about that?
So I'll be real. I feel nothing. I will say, was that so one thing off the rip, was that John Williams?
Yeah.
That was John Williams? So I'll tell you right now, I think John Williams is about to do some backpacking. So shout out John Williams. We love a good John Williams score. I mean, like, it's like little snippets, right? Like, I will say the vibe. Like, if it's going for the vibe, like, if all of that together is going to be like, it feels like it's going to be a very intentional, bright, triumphant blockbuster film. And I think that is how you do Superman. If that holds up. If this is not going to, like, dear God, if they pull off like a Zack Snyder, I'm going to be super fucking dark edgelord thing, I'll be so pissed. But the 2 minutes we just watched have more color in it than the whole filmography of Zack Snyder.
I will say originally I was okay with that era of the dark and moody stuff because it did sort of differentiate itself from the Marvel stuff, but the Marvel stuff kind of got kind of gross and like muddy looking to me. And so like we had this big era of like the moody bullshit, and now like honestly after watching this one I was like pretty much hooked right away after seeing that, like just the color on screen.
So I think when I say I feel nothing, I think I'm just at a I'm still in the post MCU state of mind.
Same.
Where everything has kind of burnt me or has been just, it's just like, I'm kind of spent, man. Like, I was surprised not to go into Marvel Rivals because we're working on a second podcast so we can talk about other things. But like, even that, where I was like, I didn't want to even install that because I'm like, bro, I'm tired of Marvel. Like, I'm kind of tired of it. Or just superheroes, kind of. That being said, well, I'm not personally hyped. It looks refreshing.
Yeah.
That's what I can walk away from. Like, it looks like it's the step in a direction that I want to go. I think it would be a really cool movie because when this comes out, I should be moved back on the mainland. And I would want to bring Sebastian to that, right? Like, I would like that. It seems like a movie that I want to see on the big screen. And that's what we love here. I don't want to watch art house films in the big screen. I want to watch really colorful, really visually interesting. Well, I guess visually interesting can also be like that. But I mean, like indie, like art house, but just like a fun, heartfelt story, like fun superhero story. Like, again, summer blockbuster. That's what I'm getting from it, and I'm fine. That's what they need. I'm tired of it. That's what I want. I want to go in with a bucket of popcorn, and I want to leave without a bucket of popcorn and just satisfaction from watching it. Like, it's like Michael Bay. People talk shit on Michael Bay movies, and rightfully so, in a lot of cases.
I watched Transformers recently, so yeah.
I was just thinking, like, Transformers. I remember going and seeing, even though the Transformers looked like crap, because they were also just like dark and dingy, like they just weren't fun. It was still fun to just go.
Yeah.
The explosions and stuff are cool. It's interesting. Fights, it looks
cool.
Robot fights. Seeing them on a big screen. Give me a reason to go and watch things on a big screen. Because I'll tell you what, the only difference between me watching a movie on my television and a movie theater is the fact that a movie theater is like how big is a movie theater screen? Gigantic. Right. Like, I want that experience. I want that level of immersion and just feeling like I'm immersed in this whole thing. And that is what I believe this new Superman looks like.
I am definitely not like, let's say, Infinity War hyped, because I think that's like long gone for me now. Like that era of being.
I don't think we'll
hyped for
ever
any
be
of
able
these
to
movies.
get there.
Like
again,
I'm kind of, and I'm also spent after rewatching all the MCU movies this year. So I'm superheroed out as well, and a lot of the DC movies I did not like at all. But this one, again, I'm gonna definitely see it in theaters. I think it looks really fun. I think the cast looks great. As soon as I saw the cast, as soon as I saw this, like I was pretty tapped in when I watched this trailer. Like I was very interested. And now knowing again, like it's a James Gunn movie, I thought he went pretty much 4 for 4 in the MCU. I
was
counting the holiday
he was
special too.
I think I've ever. Oh, that would be a perfect. I haven't watched the holiday special.
I like
so
it. I think it's good. I think all the Guardian stuff is good. 2 is my least favorite.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you there.
But I think
like
3, I was super shocked it was as good as it was, given that like it was like a 2020 era MCU movie, which started really going downhill. And I thought like it was nearly as good as the first one, in my opinion.
Well, I think it was because taking it from Rocket's perspective, like it was
great.
Like I did not expect that, and like
great
having
emotional hook. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I was like. Actually, I think even because Jess is way more empathetic than me, or like and she was like, I don't think I could. She was like, that was fantastic. I don't think I could watch it again.
And then his Suicide Squad was super fun. Like I thought it was good. It was fine. Like he has that humor that like it can definitely overstay its welcome. And I hope like obviously this movie, I think it's definitely gonna need that like balance that not a lot of these movies are good at. Because they're either like the DC stuff for me was like. They went so in the dark direction that anytime they tried to put a little bit of humor in, it just fell flat every single time. And so, and then in the MCU, they went the other way where they got too much of the comedy, and especially like when we have like Thor Ragnarok, where they just
Thor Ragnarok for sure was like
every time there was an emotional moment that was going to come up, and it'd be like, okay, sweet, finally, like something, a rest from all the jokes. They had to like implant the joke.
I think you and me are like in a very small minority of people that like kind of swing on Ragnarok. Cause I know I get into like many, and this is kind of, I have to realize this is going on the internet. Do I want to say this? Yeah, it's nothing bad. It's not bad. It's just like the Taika Waititi crowd. Mm-hmm. I like Taika Waititi, by the way.
Me too.
I think he is absolutely an artist, good director.
He has personality in his films, and like there's a lot of moments of Ragnarok that I actually really dig, and I like how colorful it is in like a lot of other moments, but purely the direction, it was overdone for me.
Yeah, I'm just like looking. So the thing is like, oh, he did Interior Chinatown. Oh shit, I was meaning about watching that. No, so the reason why I bring up him is because like on that, I don't want to go too far down this, but like Thor Ragnarok, they diffused a lot of their emotional like these emotional moments with humor that didn't need to be there. I don't even know if it was Taika Waititi who wanted it to be there, right? Because I think it seems pretty well known, or at least assumed, that like even though Marvel like goes and gets like really great directors, they kind of undercut directors and say, hey, like we've been working on this CGI in advance to like cut on like costs. So like go ahead and you have to make a movie around these like action scenes. That's one thing I remember hearing about. But like you like, cause like looking at his lineup is like, he has like What We Do in the Shadows, of course, which I think not the show, but the movie, which everyone I think has loved. Jojo Rabbit, fucking damn, Jojo Rabbit's good.
Yeah,
I want to rewatch that actually now looking at it. The Hunt for the Wilder People, which I thought was a fantastic movie, and I like that the boy from that movie he's gonna be in that new Y2K movie for by A24.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm
but
excited
then you have, it looks good. Yeah, I'm excited for it as well. But you have Thor: Love and Thunder, which, what a waste I thought of a movie. Like you had Christian Bale and like his character seemed so cool.
Yeah, I was so excited.
Like I was so into it, and then it just turned into it missed it. I would have to rewatch it again a little bit to.
It's my
I thought they had a
least favorite MCU movie. I just looked at my ranking. It's below.
I think they had a good idea with sending off Natalie Portman's character. I thought that was like interesting. Like Yoner.
I thought
we had a cool idea there. I think having the Godslayer or whatever was a cool moment. And then like the whole thing was why like bringing back his daughter, and then his daughter like Thor takes over. It's like seems like it just seemed weird at the time. I'm like, I don't need to have like, it was almost, I don't know, it was almost like I remember not. I'd have to rewatch it again. I'll be real. It's been so. I saw it in theaters and I haven't looked back at it again because I walked out of the theaters. I was like, that was a movie for sure. I've watched way worse, but that was just so middling. And what I will say on the Superman note is, I think it is exactly what I want from a superhero movie. I think he's going to be heroic. I think they're going to show a more vulnerable, Superman that's like getting beat down. I will say the shots of him being, Clark Kent, and not Superman I was interested in that.
Yeah, he actually looks different, but like
he looks like he is sort of like a cowardly, like he looks like he could be someone else, right? Like he is, and I like that. Or he looks like he is not Superman. Like I'm sorry, Clark Kent, or Henry Cavill, Clark Kent. Like homie walks into the Daily
Henry
Planet
Cavill's
looking
too
like
hot.
a fucking absolute. Yeah, he's way too hot. I'm sorry, way too fucking hot. Like homie, you're not gonna tell me this guy walks into the fucking Daily Planet and with like this fucking dude looks like not even an Adonis. He looks like a fucking god, dude. I mean, did you watch Deadpool versus Wolverine or Deadpool and Wolverine?
I haven't seen it yet. No.
All right, so and I know why, because you don't have your Disney. I'm spoiling some shit for you. There's a cameo of him being, they called it the Cavalry, where he's like one of the Wolverines. Dude is just in a tank top, right? Like a freaking an AT, and is just like jacked. Like you're telling me this dude walks in with dude, he walks into a cardigan into like an office, I'm going to be fucking swooning over. I'm like, damn, dude, he got like fucking going on. Like shit, that's like goals right there. This slice, I wouldn't even call it a vertical slice of like, I guess it is, because it's just trying to set tone, right? And I definitely think that with this new Superman, I think he looked kind of feeble. He looked like he was just like an average dude. Like honestly, I don't think, thinking about it, does Superman have to be a ripped character? Like isn't it just like he doesn't need muscles? It's just like he kind of has them. Like I kind of think about it now. Like he just gets like superhero. Like he gets all of his powers from the red sun or a yellow sun, right? So like, cause like you even have the dog in there, right? Of course you have to have like a little feel good thing. This is James Gunn. He's wanting to have some cute shit in there. Yeah, a little crypto. And he comes up there. Yeah, I mean, I'm down too, but it's like you have him in there, and he's I don't know, like he doesn't have to be like jacked. I mean, of course they're gonna go for like at least a fit character, but like he doesn't have to be like. He doesn't have to be swole. He just gets his power from the sun, dude. Like this dog, Crypto, is going around like being a badass because he's from Krypton. Like make him a fucking nerd that just happens to say, "Look at Spider-Man, dog." Like Spider-Man's not jacked, and he's lifted up. He's saving buses. So
I think you can be jacked with it being not Henry Cavill, like out of this world jacked, like or like The Rock jacked. Like The Rock looks fake. He looks like an action figure. Yeah,
like when like Black Adam is like also one of the worst movies I've watched.
So you can have a guy that looks ripped, but it still looks somewhat obtainable if you take maybe a little bit of TRT on the side.
I mean, I think like, I think like him just being like, I think your
maybe some
average,
creatine. I honestly,
I think like your average dude in an office could be Superman. I'm not saying like overly fat. I'm not saying like super skinny. I'm just saying like the average, the top of the bell curve, right?
Yeah, a guy that can run a marathon.
He like the dude that no, he's not running a marathon. He's running like a 10K maybe, and then like he likes to do like Spartan races. You know what I mean?
He definitely does. Like,
he's like,
I think he does all the basic lifts and he does them well. But he has really good form.
Yeah.
He doesn't lift super heavy, but
he's just toning, man.
Yeah.
He's not out here trying to do that. He's just toning. He has a routine. He sticks to it. You know, maybe he's not looking like Chris Hemsworth. He's not looking like Henry Cavill. Again, he's like a certain level of jacked. It's just like,
and I liked him as Superman. And
I think he's a great actor.
I haven't seen Man of Steel in a long time, and I know you don't like it. I, at the time, remember liking it because I think at the time I was down for the dark and moody feel. I'd have to rewatch it. I'm sure nowadays I probably am not going to like it. I probably won't, but actually, no, I will. I will before this comes out, before Superman 2025 comes out, because to my final point of this, I am more excited after watching this trailer. And normally I don't watch trailers anymore. I try to sort of abstain, but like these superhero movies, I don't care about the plot or anything. And it does feel like they gave away a lot of cool scenes. But I don't care if I'm spoiled with these. So like, I'm excited. I am a little bit more excited for this. I'm down.
I'm not excited, but I'm interested. That's probably the best way of putting it. Like, I would like to be like, hey, Jess, I think you would like this. Let's go watch it. Let's go get a babysitter. Mm-hmm. And then, like, we'll go and watch this, right? Something like that.
Well, I'm excited for the experience, by the way.
Yeah, I'm excited for being excited for the experience. I can see that. Yes. I think it'll be like I wouldn't even call it a return to form. It would just be like something fun to watch in the theaters.
Like, I'm excited to, after the movie, bring some popcorn, like get some popcorn.
Yeah.
Maybe even throw some Butterfingers in there. With a Diet Pepsi. I'm settled, dude. I'm down.
Yeah. Like, it'll just be a fun time. So I would say I'm expecting this to be a 5 out of 10. I'm expecting this to be a 2.5 out of 5 if this was Letterboxd. With a like. It's going to be 2.5 out of 5. Mine's a 2.5 out of 5 with a like. That's where I'm at. It could be more than that. And the only way it would with a like. That's not a huge stretch. That's like for me a 3 out of I think a 3 out of 5 with a like for me would be like you have a competent storyline and like it was fun to watch.
I'm gonna review it right now. I'm gonna say
first review
rating SDM episode 7. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. Safe with a heart.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I have it like a 2.5. I mean, a 3 is not a huge stretch. Like again, like you walk out of it like for a 3 out of 5 for me would be like, or a 2.5. What would be it? I think a 2.5 is like Captain America, the original, or Thor. I think that's what I would call like a 2.5. Like for me. Because I liked them, but they were pretty drab even whenever they came out. And I wasn't like exhausted from the formula. Mm-hmm. So like that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like if it's more than that, like I would say like on the other end a 4. I think like a 4.5. I would actually say we've already rated
Guardians
the DC.
Level. It has to be as good as Guardians to be in
well, I mean, Guardians is only your favorite. The objective favorite, or the objective best one is Captain America: Winter Soldier,
which I gave.
The only problem with Winter Soldier is how stupid the aircraft shit is. Where they're like, we're just gonna have guns that are just gonna shoot people that will probably maybe because of this algorithm be people that we need to cull. Because like how inefficient is that? They were just gonna mow lead. They were just gonna spew like fucking like 50 cal, like bigger than 50 cals, like fucking like anti-air guns, and like into like New York and everything. It was just gonna start killing people. I really thought about that. I was like, that is fucking stupid. That is going to be the stupidest plot. But everything around it, even the stuff to like build up and take on that problem, ruled. I loved everything. I loved the whole like the coup of like Hydra, the reveal. I loved like the spy espionage parts of it. Like it was great. They just picked the stupidest like end times like problem or I can't even, I'm like forgetting what I'm even talking about. It's the problem. Yeah, I'm thinking.
Listen,
I have my
like
creatine
I think
today.
it's up there, man. But like for me, Guardians, like I'm just such a space guy, so it felt
you
like
do. It's not even a space guy. You like, and this is a good thing. Like you just like obscure, like it's just so crazy. Like the humor, everything about
it was
Guardians
the first one. It was the first one of its kind
that did something so different.
Yeah, within the universe. So when it came out, it really just tickled my tank. I was down. Like I loved it.
Yeah, which I agree. Like it's
and
a
it
great
did it
movie.
well.
I think they're in the top. What?
And it did it well. Like it could have gone so wrong.
Oh yeah. Like I don't even, the fact that James Gunn pulled that one off is like a credit to him because
4 times.
Everything 4 times. And like because like with Guardians, it was just so weird.
Yeah.
Right? Compared to like everything else was grounded. It was inside of a world that we know. I just did Spicy Book Club, and the book I talked about is kind of similar, right? It's one of those stories like Harry Potter where it's just like the world you don't see. Like it's the world in the under, like this veiled world that you exist in, but like you're never, it's like the Matrix. It's like take the pill and then you'll see what's real, kind of. Maybe not, like that's a little more philosophical, but you know what I mean? Like Percy Jackson, where it's like, hey, like there's Olympians and like they have this veil that like humans can't see, but you're special. Like kind of like that. Everything's been fairly grounded and in or on Earth and into a world that we know. And then the Guardians was like, we're just gonna do, it's fucking weird.
I mean, there was a little Thor Dark World beforehand, but who really cares?
I mean, Dark World, I mean, I liked Dark World like enough, but like it was still,
I think it's
was back
overhated,
on Earth. Like,
but it's not very good.
I would say Thor Dark World is probably, I think I liked it more than the first Thor. If I'm being honest, I think I liked it more than that. I thought like
I may have agreed with you this year. Did I? Almost. I think I almost did.
I think either way though,
I put it on the same level.
Yeah, so like I think they're like very close. I think I think it was overhated, but it's definitely not special. That being said, I think this Superman movie is going to be good. I think it's going to be what people want. Which is what we need. We need things that people want because the life is hard and it's scary. And you know what? Give us 2.5 hours or 2 hours, preferably, of just like a fun time. So
give us oversaturation, guys. I'm so
just oversaturate shit. Make it bright.
I'm a little over the muddy, dark, moody. Like, give us a 2025 needs to be bringing back like Technicolor or something and. Just some real good look, please. Let's get some pro colorist on these movies. Stop making AI do it. Let's get some guys with some real eyes.
Yeah.
Buy them some Dell, whatever, maybe the Apple monitors or whatever the please hook these people up.
Those retina displays go hard, dude.
Let's do it.
I love that shit. It's so good. Da Vinci, so good.
All right. No more superhero talk. We're done with this.
This is the last superhero talk of 2024. Do we what's our SomeDamnMovies resolution?
I don't know. We'll have to think about that.
Because like the thing is, like, should one of them be? Well, this is the last episode that should be coming out.
Well, this comes out actually the first day. This comes out January 1st.
So like we need a resolution right now. So is it just no more superhero like talk?
No.
Or no Marvel talk?
That's a challenge, right? We don't do
I mean we
do challenges.
Bro, I still think about, this is off topic. I still think about how we did only music from 2019 and how hard that was and how satisfying. That was like such a fun challenge. For those who don't know, like we had a challenge in 2019 where we only listened to music from 2019, and we were in his apartment on January 1st looking for music that we could watch or listen to.
First day.
First day.
Stuff that came out.
That's the thing that was funny, because I was like, we were like, what do we do? I was like, bro, there's definitely some like New Year, New Me artists throwing some shit down right now.
We listened, and some of it was okay.
I remember, I can't remember their names, like something 99 Neighbors, I think that's what the album was that came out, and that one got us through for like at least 2 months. We just like, I might listen to that again.
But,
just to like,
yeah, well, I mean, let's do that now. I guess we can transition into what our challenges for movies will be. Let's think of some ideas.
I want to start doing something before we get too far into that. We're approximately 36 minutes into this episode. So I just want to say, if you're here right now, one, we appreciate you. Two, have you like, commented, and subscribed? Have you reviewed us on your preferred podcast platform? I know in my videos that I edit, I'm like into putting like fun ads in there for us, because like, we work hard on this stuff, and for just your entertainment and for our enjoyment. So like, just hit it. Just do it.
Purely for the ego Nike. Too. Like, this is just an ego thing. I would really appreciate, give us 5 stars. If not, if you want to be honest with your rating, I also respect that too. So if you give us 1 star, just give us some things that you want us to fix. And I guess sure
I'll say, on that note, I wouldn't go as far as saying, you know what? Yeah. You have to leave us a 5-star review. However, if you have constructive criticism that you think would be, then as long as you leave it and you're not a jerk about it, put whatever you want down. If you're not going to, though, if you're going to be the person who gives us a 1-star review and then no comment, then you are a meanie. Like, that is, we literally cannot be better, right? Like, that's the whole part to us. Yeah, we will read. We will read it
on the podcast, not the stream.
We'll read them on the podcast, actually, and that's for everything. If you give us a 5-star review, we will go through the ones that have comments, and we will read them at the end of it. All right, and we will address the problems here right now. But anyway, thank you for coming to our ad. Bye. On with the rest of the video.
Back to the. So let's think of some. I already thought of a challenge for myself coming into 2025, is that I really want to get back and more consistently go to the movie theaters, because I do not want this to die. I don't care what the Red Letter Media boys think. I do not want the movie theaters to die. I still think
I don't want them to either. I actually talked with Jess.
Still good enough for me.
Yeah, I think for me, like, it's kind of getting interesting having a kid, like, where, like, I think next weekend, we're going to try to go and see Wicked.
Oh, sweet.
Because Jess wants to see it. I want to see Nosferatu, like, pretty bad. So I might actually, like, that same weekend, because Jess doesn't want to really see scary movies. So I'll probably be like, hey, I've already talked to her. I've been like, hey, can you, like, watch the baby while I go see that or something like that? Because I too really enjoy the movie theaters, but having a kid does hamper that, because I'm a courteous parent. I'll say this, I am not going to bring my kids to movies that aren't kids movies. Like, can we just, like, let's just a PSA. This is something, if you're going to take a quote from us, if there's something that we want to enact into the real world, don't bring your kids to movies that aren't for kids or have nothing to do. Like, if I go to Nosferatu and someone brought their kid, I'm going to be internally mad. I'm not going to confront them, because also I do have a sympathy for, like, maybe this is the only way they could come out and get it right. But also it just feels like we're not doing planning. It feels like we're not wanting to, like, pay for a babysitter. It feels like we're not wanting to go and get grandma to come over and, like, do that. Like,
zero sympathy from me.
Like, so the thing is like, why bring your kid to Nosferatu?
It's rude.
Right? It's like, the kid has no interest in this. It's only going to scare the kid. It's actually a better example of this is if you bring your kid. So there's a couple things about this. So, like, they would bring their kid to, like, Deadpool. I remember seeing Deadpool 2 in theaters, and they brought their kid to it. I'm like, that is so crazy, because I know this is rated R, and I'm like, I'm trying to be like, oh, you're being the cool parent. You're not. You're bringing your fucking kid to, And maybe you're cool with it, man. Like who am I to tell you how to censor it? But like, also your kid's being a fucking ruckus, dude. I remember specifically in like Deadpool 2, there were like 3 kids that were just running around the theater. Like they were not staying there. And the worst part is like, I've always had sympathy for like a parent that is like trying to keep them under control and like, hey, like you kids need to stop this. They just didn't care, dude. That's where I'm like, I'm about to trip your kid. I'm about to trip your kid down the stairs. Like next lap, I'm sticking a foot out. Like we're just going to see how that goes. And honestly, I'm a new dad. I still hold that. If you bring your kid and it's doing laps and you're doing nothing about it, I may or may not stick my foot out and have your kid trip on it and go all the way down.
Please.
And I'm not going to care.
No.
I'm going to be like, damn, dude, you should have gotten a babysitter. That might be controversial, but like also,
I don't think you're going
hard
hard enough because yes, I'm going to advocate on the side of I'm not a parent. Okay. I have zero fucking sympathy if you bring your child to a movie that's not like a DreamWorks animated film, okay? Do not bring them to Nosferatu, okay? Because it's not only rude to yourself, because you're going to be anxious as shit because you're ruining everybody else's experience, but also, secondly, you're ruining everybody else's experience. I'm sorry, but you decided to have a child. Sometimes you cannot participate in certain aspects of society, and that's going to the movies and seeing certain movies that is above your child's age. You just are going to have to wait.
Right, yeah. Like on that note, it's like there's some things where it's like I don't care if the kid's there being a ruckus, right? Let's talk about like Endgame, dude. People talk shit on these people. I was there for it. I'm a people person. Whenever Cap like pulled up the Mjolnir, I was hyped, dude. I'm screaming.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I'm in there. It was like this energy. If your kid's in there during that, dude, I'm down. Let's do it. Let's live it up. Even you bring your kid, like the Eras tour, whenever they were showing the Eras tour on movie theaters. Mm-hmm. Perfect place. Let your kid be
that makes sense.
It's like
a concert, right? It's the same thing.
It's like a concert. I'm down. They actually had a problem with it, right? Because with neighboring movies next to them, but you know what? That's the experience you're getting. Yeah. I am not there to listen. And new dad. I am not silly enough to bring my fucking 4-month-old kid to, because it's not even gonna scare my kid. She's just gonna be a ruckus, dude. Don't bring your kids to movies they shouldn't be in. Not because I care that you're potentially scarring them with horror movies. It's because I want to watch it. Yeah. Don't make me go to Alamo Drafthouse. Don't make me do it.
You're going to go in and out anyways. The child's going to have to go piss or get fed or whatever the timing of your whatever it is, because this movie is probably at least 2 hours, and then
Nosferatu is going to be let's see. Nosferatu,
actually, I think it's almost 3.
I think it's like 2.5. I think
I'm pretty sure it's long. It's 132 minutes. So
yeah, dude.
And then add in the trailers and everything else. Like, it's already,
your kid doesn't want to be in that movie.
Putting too much work on yourself. That's first and foremost. Secondly, you're ruining the experience for me and other people. Okay,
so many people. Like, just stop.
I'm
just
sorry.
Bring him.
You
bring
cannot
him.
Participate in this movie. It's just an experience that you're losing out on.
You stop for a second. You're absolutely allowed to participate in this movie, minus your crotch goblin. You absolutely
Obviously,
go.
But if you can't afford a babysitter, I'm sorry.
Or if you can't find one, it's not even about affording it. If you have no one, or if you can't do it on that day, get because don't make me trip your kid. Don't make me trip your kid, because honestly, I'll do it. And whenever they look at me, honestly, like, did you trip my kid? I'm like, no, that's weird. Your kid was running around in a movie theater and it tripped. It's wearing probably, which I love Crocs, but like the Crocs aren't in off-road mode. It tripped. I'm sorry. Don't do it. Just don't bring your kid bring them to the Bluey movie. The Bluey movie is coming out. Bring your kid to the Bluey movie.
Makes sense.
Bring your kid to Star Wars. Bring your kid to any age appropriate one. But if you bring him to Nosferatu, which, let's be real, are you going to bring your kid to a Robert Eggers movie? Probably not.
I mean, listen, my future child, if I ever have one, probably not. I would love for them to watch Robert Eggers year 1, but it probably won't happen. Like, I'm going to respect.
But it wouldn't be in a movie theater, would it? Would it be in a movie theater?
I refuse. I think it's
you're gonna let her watch. You're gonna let them watch The Lighthouse year 1.
I care too much about I guess the thought of other people and the comfortability and not annoying other people during these moments of participating in society, which is one of the things is going to entertainment. I'm not trying to ruin that experience. You spent $20. I'm sure you spent more money if you got snacks.
But you know that kid's gonna be getting snacks.
Yeah,
you know that kid. First thing, kid doesn't care about the movie. They're like, can I get those Sour Patch Kids?
And I honestly, but like once they get to the point where they know to just shut up, whatever. I don't care if they're 8 years old and they're well behaved. Like my niece and nephew, I think would be okay at like a certain age. They were actually pretty like calm and stuff at a like very young age, and I think they could have probably sat through a movie like this. They would have not known what the hell was going on, and maybe they got too scared or something, but they wouldn't be like running around and causing trouble. I don't like at that, like the age stuff. I truly don't care that much about, because I was watching like it whenever I was young. I watched Candyman when I was young.
At your house though.
Yeah. But there's some other movies like my dad brought me to like some inappropriate movie when I was younger.
Like what?
I think when I was younger, I don't know if it's one of those moments where I thought it was like NC-17. Maybe it wasn't.
What was it?
Maybe it was Showgirls.
That's NC-17.
I know it is, but I don't know if it was that
Showgirls? What age? How old?
Less than like 13. Probably 10. Because I'm pretty sure it was in Iceland, if I remember. This could just be one of those memories that like I'm thinking it was a different movie and it really wasn't that inappropriate, but I was just too young to like connect the dots there. But like, yeah, it was in Iceland. I remember this is like the theater, because I remember it was like family owned or something, or locally owned, and they would give away like free movie tickets to like the kids that would come in and clean the theater and stuff. So we would get free.
Yeah.
And then you can also see, like, I was younger than 13 at the time, and if my dad like signed my permission form, I could go see whatever movie I wanted. It was pretty sweet.
So you're still saying that you went and saw
like rated R stuff, yeah.
Like Showgirls,
or like
though.
PG-13 movies and shit like that. Yeah.
I think also we need to discuss like the age. Like as long as your kid is like there's like a certain age where it's like they can go to a movie and be like chill, right? Like I think honestly we're talking about like 10. We're talking about 10 years old. When I bring up like the Deadpool 2 thing, like the kid was like 6. Yeah. Like the kid had no attention span, period.
And he, like,
so you just brought him to a 2-hour movie. Yeah, they just want to run around and stuff. That's why they're doing laps in the movie theater.
They have so much energy, they can't sit still.
Yeah, they don't want to be there. So, and I understand the plight that you want to be there watching the movie. I also need you to understand that maybe you didn't decide that you wanted to have a kid, and it was a surprise.
Brother, we didn't either.
We have to live with our choices and the circumstances in which we are in, and you cannot bring your kid to disturb you. I don't care if you
Stop being selfish.
Hey, if you were watching this movie at home with your kid, I'm down. I don't care. I honestly don't care what you show your kid. If you want your kid to see like all the things and hear all the things, that's a you choice, dog. I don't care. I absolutely do care though that you're disturbing my fucking viewing. Because I did go and get a babysitter so I can watch Nosferatu, which it was my wife. But still, I worked it out.
Thank you.
I didn't bring my kid. Do everyone a service. Don't bring your kid. You know what? That's what we need to do. We need to make a movie theater where you have to be at least 15 years old to come in.
15? I don't know. I think there's some. I
guess 13. Yeah, I guess 13. Yeah. PG-13. We won't play any PG movies, no G-rated movies.
Well, there might be some PG movies I'd be okay to watch.
Well, I guess it's only, you know what? It's only for 13 and above, so that's fine. Maybe you want to watch the Bluey movie without kids in there.
I don't know. I just
want to feel something.
For me, like maybe, I don't know. My parents never really cared too much about like the age appropriate movies with me. Like I always watched rated R stuff with my mom. Much younger than like.
Oh yeah, I mean me too.
And like she would take me to stuff, but it's like I was at the age, obviously, that I could sit down. But I think when I was younger, I was pretty good about it too. Like I wasn't like bouncing off the walls, but like, yeah. Whenever if your kids are still bouncing off the walls, like your kid can't sit still, don't go to the movies. Don't do anything that like is going to cause ruckus to other people. Also, stop bringing your entire damn family to a Kroger. Okay, we don't need the entire family in there. There can be 1 or 2 shoppers. There doesn't need to be 5. Stop. That's for the other
That's for the other podcast. We keep the movie stuff here. That's the other podcast.
I wanted to tease.
And now we just need to arrange when we're gonna. Actually, also leave a comment down below. What should the general podcast be called? Because obviously we could go with somebody on podcast if it's available. Probably isn't, but like, hey, maybe it's not. We'll use it, or maybe it should be called something else. Let us know down below, and make sure you give us that 5-star rating on whatever platform that you are enjoying this on. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Again,
have true criticism and have.
If you have true criticism, you are allowed. I will respect it all, but you will write a comment telling us why you do not care for it.
All right, let's get
100%.
Let's think of some challenges that you can do.
So we need a New Year's resolution. We need a New Year's. I think this one, like you can do. No, this is only together. Okay. Like you can do your. I'm watching more, I'm going to the theater more. I respect it. I'm going to try to find a way, but that's not feasible for me.
I'm going to average because I know it won't happen 1 a week. I want to see 50.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine, but that's not the challenge that we're having though. We need some damn. Yeah, I would not be able to like hold that up. But so for us,
I want to, because again, like this show, I wanted to like learn more about stuff. So like when we watched Rashomon, like I loved our talk about that. It sounded like 2 complete like dummies talking about film, but like I thought that's one of my favorite parts of the podcast.
Yeah.
So I want to incorporate more stuff like that into my watching. So I don't know if we can make a challenge around.
Oh, so I was gonna go with something like only watching movies from 2025.
Oh Jesus!
I
don't think that's possible because I'm trying to watch even more movies next year.
I mean, look it up in. Let me. You can look by year in Letterboxd and see what's coming out.
Brother, I'm at
2025.
402 movies this year.
My
goal next year was gonna get 500.
I'm trying to think. Fuck. Where is?
Granted, I'm not doing uniques next year. My plan is just not really have a cap, but it was to beat whatever I got this year. But I was gonna be willing to do rewatches.
Oh yeah, 2025. So what do we have slated for 2025? Oh, actually, there's.
Well, I don't want to get too much into 2025 because I want to do an episode soon on that. Sort of our.
We can just do the next episode. We can just do like stuff that's coming out in 2025.
Well, I had homework for us for that our first episode back in 2025. But after that, we're gonna get into sort of Oscar season and some other stuff, which then I think will transition into essentially 2025 because there's still some lag over when it comes to like some of the award shows. Because I'm going to be watching movies from last year because there's no way I'm going to get any of the Oscar stuff done this year.
Yeah, I mean, there's already 72 movies slated in Letterboxd for 2025. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, it says there are 1,616 films released in 2025. This is, oh my God. Yeah, we could definitely do it. But some of these movies are, I don't want to go too far into it. But the one that already, like, off the bat, you have Screamboat. Are you familiar with that one?
No.
Steamboat Willie.
Oh, okay.
Horror movie. So it's going to be one of those campy ones. And then, anyway, yeah, we'll get back to that. So what are we going to do for a challenge? A challenge, you know what? We're going to our friend. We're going to go to... I also
want to do like more foreign language films. I meant to do that this year, but I just didn't do enough of it.
I mean,
I also want to incorporate more documentaries into my watches in 2025.
It's funny you say that because our homework for this week was a foreign language film.
I know. I failed us.
And you failed it. Fucking failed it, dude. I'm going to go to ChatGPT and I'm going to look something up. I'm going to look up a challenge for this. And I'm going to see, even though people are like, don't use ChatGPT.
Have them give us like 5 options or something.
One second.
Give us a couple options here. Some other things. So again, this year, my big challenge as he's looking up ChatGPT was just 300 movies. It was a nice, respectable number. And I kind of crushed it, I think. I mean, I'm at 402 for the year, which I think that averages around almost 2 movies a day, I guess. No, that's a lie. That's not the math. That's eight movies per week, so just a little bit over a movie a day.
Here's a 2025 movie challenge with 10 films you can choose from. That, okay,
which honestly, I don't think I would. I mean, I think next year is going to be even more difficult because part of me this year was like, I don't remember a single time, like any movies from January anymore. Like my brain is so mush from like sort of the beginning of the year that I forget like the first movie I watched this year was The Iron Claw. Like that felt so long ago now.
Yeah, wait, that came out this year?
No, technically it came out last year, but I didn't get a chance to watch it until like January 1st because I wanted to watch it in theaters. And that was like the first movie we watched. And then there's some other stuff like we watched Poor Things later on that year. Or this year, we watched that at the end of January. So,
none of these challenges are like that great. I'm not gonna lie. Like there's one that was kind of interesting. I think I can probably refine it more, but it was genre exploration challenge. It says,
oh, okay.
Oh, well, that one's not even. The one that sounded interesting was the director discovery challenge. Watch 3 movies by 5 different directors whose works you're unfamiliar with.
Okay.
I think we could like modify that to be like more of a challenge. I think it's almost like.
Have you ever seen? I wanted to bring this up to you before. Have you seen those like Google search like challenges where you're trying like it's like a connection game where you're trying to like find the connection between one obscure thing to another? And then
like five films to Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, something like that. Or it's like a Wikipedia challenge or some shit like that.
Yeah, where it's like you start off with one thing and you try to get to the other. Yeah, I've done that.
I wanted to do something like that with movies. I just wasn't like exactly sure. It's like, let's say we watch The Iron Claw, which is maybe you pick like Zac Efron and then you go to, I don't know, whoever the second cast or like the next movie he's in, like The Greatest Showman, and then the lead cast member of that is Hugh Jackman, and then you go to the next movie, and I don't know.
I think instead of trying to think about this in like a challenge sort of light, I think it would just be like a discovery light, because I do enjoy the idea of like having like a discovery. I think part of this whole podcast is we want to discover things too. Mm-hmm. So I think what we could do is for each month we will pick a director and we will watch like a smattering of their movies. I don't know, maybe 3 or 4. We can kind of discuss off the podcast about it, maybe,
I would like to. Yeah, I would like to do. I think,
and then we could just, because the thing is, we can just like dedicate an episode or like part of an episode to talking about like the 3 movies that we watched by like so and so directors. So just to start this off, and since this is going to be January, who is the director going to be? Actually, you know what? We need it to be completely random. Pick a director. I'm going to see for me to watch.
All right. I'll look on Letterboxd. Let's see what are going to be. This is such a strange ending into this podcast. We're just basically ending it now.
This motherfucker, this fucking ChatGPT, I swear to God, I'm down. I'm absolutely down for this one, but this feels like
if it's Zack Snyder, I'm saying no.
No, it's not. Denis Villeneuve.
Oh, okay. I mean,
so
okay.
It said. I mean, it says,
sure.
"Hey, Denis Villeneuve," and then it said 5 films, and it just said Arrival, Blade Runner, Prisoners, Sicario, and Dune. Which I mean,
no. Here's the actual challenge. I remember now because I mean, I'm still down to do this, but I think we have to incorporate and see if we can find like some of their first films. And I'm talking about some of their obscure ones because like who's somebody I looked at recently. What was there was somebody. Why can't I think of his name? I'm gonna feel so dumb that I can't think of his name right now. Wes Anderson. Yeah. I never watched his first movie. What is it called? Bottle Rocket. And I've wanted to watch it. So like watching those ones. I want to incorporate.
Wait, by who?
Wes Anderson, Bottle Rocket. It's his first film. It has Owen Wilson, Luke Wilson in it. It was from 1993.
I'm trying to find like Denis Villeneuve's equivalent. I don't know what it would be because like his big one he popped off with, I don't even think it was Prisoners. I think it was probably Sicario because I'm not familiar with Enemy.
Well, I'm seeing on here.
Arrival obviously was the big one, but like Sicario was also really popular.
So let's see, release date newest first.
Yeah, but like the first one is like him doing like just like a little like bit.
Like what's his debut?
What's his student projects? That's what I'm trying to. I don't know what his
August 32nd on Earth is his debut film.
I'm just gonna,
this is from
Wikipedia. I just want to confirm this.
It's a Canadian drama film. Yep, it's his feature film directorial debut. So this is what I've wanted to do, I think, for a little bit after seeing some of these like weird movies I'd never heard about from some certain directors. Like what was Martin Scorsese's debut? Now this is just turning into us on Wikipedia and Letterboxd and not really talking on an audio format.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Like someone came to my door and I don't know what's up, so I'm like on my camera right now, like. They're like interviewing Jess for something. I'm like, what is going on here?
Oh yeah. Like Martin Scorsese, like who's that knocking at my door is his independent drama film. From
wait, are you actually saying that? I'm just saying someone actually knocked on my door, and I was just checking my camera to see. Oh. Sorry, I apologize for that. I was just like, I thought it was like, oh, like, and then I just checked the camera, and I was like, oh, who's there? But
Boxcar Bertha. Like I don't want to watch like just their big hitters. Like Denis, of course, like I plan on watching Dune 1 and 2 again whenever the New Year's hits. Because again, I haven't done any rewatches this year, so it's been kind of killing me. And I want to rewatch Blade Runner, Arrival. I love Sicario, like Prisoners. I really like too. Like all of these, I've actually watched this year.
I can't even find Denny's. I can't find his first one on Letterboxd.
It's right here. It's like the all white one with a little bit of blue in the middle.
August 32nd on Earth.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm down. 1998. This looks fucking hype.
So yeah, so homework, or I guess the challenge for 2024 is like once a month, right? Like.
I think so. We're wanting to modify this to be like we watch their deep cuts.
Yeah,
and we want to do it monthly for like each director, like director deep cuts, like once a month. And so the first one will be Denis Villeneuve, and we're gonna watch August 32nd on Earth.
And I think it's a month, so like I'm gonna obviously watch
for sure.
The rest,
I need to start taking notes. That's the thing for me, because I don't take notes and not trying to be like a.
Let's do that too. Let's make that. Let's put that part of the challenge. Take notes.
Well, I mean, like I just need to take notes in general because for those who are listening, we didn't really talk about this week's. Our last month's like homework because like I watched it and then it's been a while since we watched it and then Jared didn't get through it, but like I also am like fuck, I remember most of it, but I'm like it was nothing spectacular, so I wish I would have just taken notes to be like like this is what I liked, this is what I didn't like, this was funny, why did this happen, stuff like that.
No, it's funny you said it because I've been meaning to do that too. Like I have this journal that I've been meaning to get from my bedroom to take notes while I watch movies, which I do want to start doing next year. because I want to take this a little bit more serious about like doing some analysis on some of this stuff. Because by the time we do shoot some of these podcasts, which is it can be a little frustrating, is like the movies that I talk about the most are the ones I watched yesterday or something like that, or today.
Yeah.
Like I could talk a lot about this Megan Fox movie that I watched today. I mean, it's understandable too, because we have to, like, the notes could help rehash it. And I think we just need to do our due diligence because our schedules are hectic. I think I want to caveat with this a little bit though. I think we need to pick a movie, maybe not their most recent, but like I was thinking like, man, I would like to watch Arrival again. So I would like to watch like his a deep cut, and then also something that's like maybe like they're one of their biggest hits. Which, so let's do this. Let's do debut if you can find it.
Like a debut if you can find it.
Deep cut, and then let's do lowest rated, and then highest rated.
Which I don't even know if we can watch this.
I mean, there's ways.
I mean, we can. Yeah, I mean, there's ways, but I feel kind of bad about that. But okay, I guess there's.
I mean, I'm willing to buy these movies if I have to.
I mean, I don't think you can even buy them.
Maybe not on Amazon, but there's ways.
Yeah, I'll look into it. But yeah, so like what are their big hits and then like their debut, so we can like compare them to each other to see what they carried over or how they grew or something like that. I think that could be fun. I think that's a fun one.
So you like a debut, deep cut, a lowest rated and highest rated?
You want to do 3?
At least 3. I think is
okay.
Good.
I mean, I'm down with that. Like, yeah, that's fine. Like, especially if we're doing it all, like, we'll try to like aim this for like the end of a month, like kind of thing, to like round it up.
So January is Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah,
Villeneuve. I think Denis Villeneuve, because he's technically French.
Yeah, he's French Canadian. So I think I've just been mispronouncing it.
I think this is going to be fun, and I'm actually really excited. I think this challenge is going to be great.
I think it'll be fun. Yeah, no, I'm definitely. It's just it's going to be having to try to source some of their debuts, if not get the second closest. I think if it comes down to it, but we'll talk about that off record.
So let's wrap it up.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Maybe close out the holiday season. I mean, are there any sort of like movies that you're planning on watching before the end of the year? Is there any like big hitters that you haven't gotten to that you want to?
I think for starters, to close out this episode, I'll go ahead and say that for our homework, it was like exotic exports,
rare exports.
So I'll give you guys like a little primer of what it was. It's pretty much just a boy and his dad, and they live in a village.
In Finland,
there's a company that's in Finland. There's a company that's like doing some excavating near them outside of their reindeer farm, and they uncover Santa Claus, or really like the true nature of Santa Claus, and it's more of a horror movie. It wasn't bad. Like it was perfectly fine. It was definitely like lower budget, which is I have no problem with, except towards the end it got like some of the CGI was just like, ugh, like it was just like, ooh, like you could have. I think if you would have toned it back, it would have been like better, but it was perfectly fine. I didn't dislike it. I think like the end was a little weird because they did have like, in light of like terrible, like really bad CGI, what ends up happening is like all the elves have been stalking the kids and grabbing them, like all the naughty ones, to bring to a de-thawing like Santa Claus, because he's gonna spank them, or aka kill them whenever he wakes up or gets defrosted. So they've all been kidnapped, and all the elves, what they end up doing is they capture the elves and they dress them up like Santa Claus, and they ship them around the world. That's like their new business, because they were also a struggling village, and like all the reindeer died because the elves like ate them. It was hey, like I'm not gonna like punch down, like it was fine, like, and it's free on Amazon, so if you want to watch it, like it's not. There's also Old Man Ding-a-ling in there, which is weird, because like the like okay. the elves are so like the elves are like nude, and they're old men, so they're just like running in droves at like all of them, and like the family and like the boy and stuff. It's a little weird. It was just like, I was like, why is this happening? But like, hey, like that's that. So you've been warned. No, it was fine though. But back to the so that I just wanted to give you a little bit of like ending on the homework. If you wanted some homework, there's what I thought about.
I think visually it looked pretty competently made to me. Like I thought it like visually like the cinematography looked pretty good actually.
There was some cool stuff. I think the one thing as well is like since it was in, I can't really judge any of the acting because it is in a.
I was going to ask you about
foreign language because like I don't know what like Finnish is supposed to sound like whenever you're like how
that is like a difficult thing that I have. Which foreign language films.
Yeah, like how do you judge like how they're delivering their lines whenever I don't know I'm reading subtitles. That's always been the thing. That being said, one of my favorite movies is La Femme Nikita, and it's a French film by our boy Fifth Element.
Luc Besson.
Yeah, Luc Besson. Great movie. You actually have it behind you probably because it's in my DVD collection. I do. Or my Blu-ray collection.
Right here. And actually, it's right. Yeah. It's funny enough, it's right next to Fifth Element. So.
Yeah. So one day I'll get those back. Probably not, but it's fine.
What are you trying to say, man?
But,
you think I'm trying to keep your shit?
Well, no. Honestly, I probably need you to keep it, like, because I don't like. I have the Blu-ray player. I haven't hooked it up though. Ever since I got it a year ago. But no, it's so like that. The thing is,
it looked fine to me. I was down.
Yeah. But anyway, so how closing out the year? What was your original question to close out the episode?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's like what 6 days left. Like, I mean, you don't have to talk about what you've watched, but like, is there anything that you're still like on your list that you have to watch before Christmas ends? Like for me,
I mean, I need to watch more Christmas movies. Like, yeah, like Home Alone's up there. I want to watch Red One just because it seems fun. Like it's on Amazon. I want to watch it. I want to watch Christmas Carol. I have not gotten to watch any fucking like Christmas movies. Hardly.
None of the big hitters
yet? None of the big hitters, dude.
Yeah.
Been so, and with that and Marvel Rivals, it's like I've just like all spare moments have been going to like BattleTech and Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
So like, or like babysit or reading. So like I do need to get on that grind because I've just not watched any of the big hitters that I need to.
I've watched nothing but bullshit.
I'll tell you right now, I'm probably going to skip A Christmas Story.
Really?
I think I might.
I do it Christmas Day. It's the only thing that's on.
So, I take that back.
And then we're going to the movies to see Nosferatu on Christmas Day.
So we're going... Well, no, we're not going anywhere because of the baby girl. But yeah, we used to go to like a Christmas Day movie. And it would be fun to do Nosferatu on Christmas Day. Probably the best day to watch it too, if I'm being honest. That theater is either going to be packed or with people that have the same mindset of just having a very good like experience in the movie theater. Yeah. But yeah, I just need to knock out the heavy hitters. That's the big one.
Same.
I'm trying to think of like a movie I want to start off the new year with. Have you thought about that? Like, is there a movie you want to start off the new year with? Like the first thing you want to watch?
I feel like it's going to be hard because I think it's just going to be a rewatch of ones that I've been like really itching to rewatch from the beginning of the year. So that's like stuff like Iron Claw again or Poor Things. Honestly,
so I might be able to sway you.
Dune. I want to rewatch both of them because I have them on Blu-ray. Yeah, a lot of the earlier ones.
I'm going to be rewatching 2001: A Space Odyssey. The reason why is because I think you have the poster behind you, right? And I rewatched these podcasts just to be like, hey, like, what do we talk about? What do we need to get better at? And yeah, right there, you have 2001: A Space Odyssey there, and I haven't watched it in so long. So what I want to do is I want to rewatch it, and I thought like, and I was just like, it dawned on me. I was like, oh, I think I want to watch it. Like that would be a cool movie to start out the year with. Like,
can I be 2001? Honest? I have never finished that movie.
Really?
Yeah, I always it's weird. It's one of those movies I'm afraid to watch.
Really?
Because it's right up my alley, and I think I'm gonna fall in love with it, and I start watching it, and I'm really enjoying it, and then I don't know. It's just weird. It's a weird
like
connection.
Real life. Like this is a real.
I have never fully finished it. Yeah.
Dude, you need to finish it. It's because
I really do like Kubrick, and
I think it's the movie that
I think it's like
because I think people kind of like guzzle down the Kubrick Kool-Aid, and like they talk so highly of him, where I used to be like a curmudgeon, like shut up. And I probably watched it when I was like 17 or something. But I remember watching it and being like, that was actually a movie that I was watching it. I watched it with Alex at his place. And I remember it being a movie where I was like, it kind of like blew me away. I was like, holy shit. Cause it was just like it was a perfect setting. Like it was like a Saturday. It was like him, myself, and like another one of our buddies, and maybe even his brother. And we just played it, and just like, you just kind of walked away. It was kind of like similar to like when we played PT. Remember like how like we played it for like an hour and a half, then we talked about it for like 4 fucking hours. Yeah. It was just like you like watch it like it, but it is the slowest of burns. It is like Kubrick is just sitting there with a camera, and he is just burning film. He is like, I am going to sit like some of these long ass shots, like these like just like some of these shots he takes, like they're so large, but they're very like they have so much depth to them. Like it's like this very like straight on, like kind of like the one that like, I mean the iconic one is like the astronaut like walking down the hallway. Like it, I think you should watch it. I think we should watch Start the New Year off with it. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun. I think also like starting off like the new year, like we'll take some notes, we'll talk about it, we'll see what you think. Because I think you're right. I think it is right up your alley. And it is a fantastic movie.
But yeah, I mean, just a lot of those early ones. Like I do want to rewatch Civil War again. There's some movies that like I like didn't fall in love with that I think maybe a second rewatch would do a lot. And just some like challengers I want to rewatch. Yeah, I like next year. I'm not gonna like rewatch Star Wars and like the MCU stuff.
Oh
so
yeah,
a lot of my stuff is like yeah. But as far as Christmas stuff, yeah, I'm like for me, it's like a lot of the big hitters I need to finish up. I've just been watching kind of like a lot of the old like animated stuff that I'm actually kind of happy I got the rewatch because a lot of them I haven't seen in like 20. Probably 30 years or whatever.
What was the one that made you happiest?
Honestly, in a weird way, Charlie Brown Christmas, because it's low key kind of depressing a little bit, and then yeah.
Oh, yo, I need to actually watch it. I think it's on Apple because I watched. We watched The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
For Halloween. I forgot about Charlie Brown Christmas. I need to add that one there.
And then like we watched like the OG like Grinch, Frosty, Mickey's Christmas Carol was pretty good. Like it was nice and cute and it was like really short.
I still think the Jim Henson Christmas Carol was just like goated.
The Muppets.
Yeah, the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yeah, that's one of the heavy hitters.
It's like the heaviest hitter. I would actually go and say that like honestly, yo, if you're listening or watching this right now, and then you leave us a 1-star comment and like a 1-star review, and your comment is, or if you like, I guess the YouTube equivalent would be like disliking the video, and then if you leave a comment that says like Muppets Christmas is overrated. Honestly, good riddance. We'll be seeing less of you. Like you can like this is not the right bus for you to be on.
Bro, you know what movie I think is going to be a heavy hitter, let's say a decade plus from now? Because I think I'm going to rewatch it every year is Klaus.
Oh, yo, the Netflix one? Yeah, it's really good.
That one's really good.
Especially because we're actually going to probably actively get rid of USPS now. So we're going to have to... Yeah, because like we're just gonna privatize it, so now no one's gonna have access to the mail. Yeah. So Klaus, they're gonna be like, what? They just put out this post office? Like it's like, yeah, back in the day, the USPS used to be everywhere.
So yeah, I'm gonna put that one down. I think it's gonna be a heavy hitter for many years.
I do have so many to watch in 6 days because that is a good one.
I did want to suggest. And I wouldn't be surprised if some people didn't like it, but it did kind of like connect with me. I did like it. 8-Bit Christmas with Neil Patrick Harris.
Yo, 8-Bit Christmas is fun.
It's just like, I thought it's like very cute and charming. Like yeah. I thought the kid actor was actually pretty.
I think
good.
I've watched it for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
I watched it. I remember during COVID. I think maybe was it COVID? I remember being at Jess's old apartment. And it was Christmas, and I just turned it on because I was like, it was like the advent of HBO Max, and I was just like, I'm just gonna turn it on. This is a new Christmas movie I haven't watched, and I just watched it. And I was like, yeah, this is fun. It's nothing like it's not gonna like.
It's a kid trying to get a game console, and like there's a sweet message.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I went into it. I was like, this is gonna be. My camera went off.
Internal temp high.
no.
Allow it to cool.
Oh,
You're burning
no.
up your camera, dude.
No. Well, whatever. I'll just go by audio, I guess. Or wait, no, I have another camera. I have this stupid.
I mean, you could also. I mean, we're wrapping it up
We
too.
are.
You don't have to we're wrapping it up. You can just put a cute picture of yourself here from like Christmas.
I have this camera.
I think on that note,
It looks like shit.
I'm like,
But I did
it's out
want
of
to
sync,
suggest
too.
it. I think if you're like us that like we grew up with games and like we're gamer boys,
yeah,
it's just a nice sweet story about a kid like trying to get the NES, right? Like,
yeah, I might watch that tonight. That'd be a perfect
I was
movie just to go
pleasantly
downstairs and-
surprised. It's not. I think like visually, it's kind of gross looking. Like it looks
Yeah,
like shit.
no, it's not like.
It looks way too 2021 when it came out. Like,
yeah,
ew.
that weird
There's, like, no
saturation and
personality
temperature to
it.
the.
But Neil Patrick Harris is cute. Like he's fine. Like he has like the relationship with his daughter is nice. Everything else,
Yeah.
it's cute. So I think that is definitely one that I was pleasantly surprised about. But we can wrap it up.
Yeah. On that note, though, let us know what you're watching to finish out Christmas, or what you had watched to finish out Christmas. Also, are you doing any like 2025 movie challenges? Maybe you're not, and that's fine. Are you doing a challenge in general? Let us know down below. Maybe you want to partake in our 2025 challenge, our movie challenge. Let us know. We're gonna let you guys know what we're doing. And like I said, just to recap, it's gonna be Denis Villeneuve. We're gonna watch their debut, provided we can find it, and then something like a big hit. Like I want to do Arrival, and then we also said we were gonna do, what was it? You said you wanted to do a midliner too, right? Like okay.
So it's the debut or like a deep cut, like something early on.
Yeah.
The lowest rated and then the highest rated. And then
Lowest rated,
you
highest
do whatever
rated.
else you want. Like I'm probably gonna.
Okay.
My goal, honestly, deep down, is probably just to watch them all.
Yeah, so that's what we'll do. Lowest rated, highest rated, and debut. And then whatever. And if you want to watch something else, like I'm going to watch Arrival. I don't think it's his highest rated, but like I'm going to watch Arrival in addition to it. So, let us know. Join us on this. But for that being said, I'm Ian. With us today is Jared. And thank you again for just spending your day with us. Also, remember about that comment stuff. If you comment something negative, or if you give us a low rating or a dislike, you better justify it down below. Also, let us know what you love about it too. This only doesn't go one way. 5 stars. Let us know what you loved about it too.
Or else you'll get coal in your stocking this year.
Yeah, we'll put coal in your stocking.
Even though this
meaning
is
if you're watching this right now, we probably
January
did it
1st.
after it, but we're trying to do it. So there you go. Anyways, peace out. Bye.
Watch movies. We love you.